What's happening today? January 9th. A magnitude 5.4 earthquake struck Fuyuan County in the Guijing Prefecture of Yunnan Province, southwestern China. According to the China Earthquake Network Center, the tremor originated at a shallow depth of around 10 kilometers. The shallow focus caused noticeable shaking across the county and surrounding areas. Residents reported buildings swaying and objects rattling, prompting concern and panic in some communities. Local authorities and emergency services quickly began assessing the situation, inspecting structures and monitoring for potential aftershocks. At this time, no official reports of casualties or significant damage have been confirmed, but officials continue to monitor the region closely to ensure public safety.
A powerful storm has slammed into northwestern Turkey, with Istanbul and the Kocaeli province taking the hardest hit. Violent winds, gusting up to 90 kilometers per hour, tore roofs off buildings, uprooted dozens of trees, and even overturned heavy trucks on major highways, turning roads into dangerous obstacle courses. The severe weather has disrupted transport across the region. Ferry services were suspended as rough seas made navigation unsafe, while aircraft faced serious difficulties during landing. In Istanbul, the storm nearly turned fatal when a man was swept into the sea while trying to secure his boat amid the strong winds, a stark reminder of how quickly conditions deteriorated. Meteorologists warn that the storm system is far from over. Severe weather alerts remain in place for 63 provinces across Turkey, with continued risks to maritime traffic, road travel, and critical infrastructure. Authorities are urging residents to stay indoors where possible and avoid unnecessary travel as the storm continues to move across the country. In Argentina's Chubut province, a massive forest fire has been raging uncontrollably for the third consecutive day near the city of Epuyén. The blaze spreads rapidly across mountainous and forested areas, fueled by strong winds, scorching heat, and dry conditions. Hundreds of hectares of forest have already been destroyed, and several communities are now under threat. Residents in high-risk zones have been evacuated to temporary shelters, where emergency teams are providing aid and safe accommodation. Homes, agricultural structures, and power lines have sustained damage as the fire advances. Thick smoke blankets the region, making the air dangerous to breathe, with the smell of burning wood carrying for miles. Authorities advise people to stay indoors, keep windows closed, and wear protective masks if necessary. Roads in some areas are blocked, and access to the most dangerous zones is restricted. Firefighters, volunteers, and aircraft are battling the inferno, but the fire continues to spread. Officials warn that the situation remains critical, with a high risk of new outbreaks in the coming days. A powerful explosion rocked Mexico after an illegal tap was discovered on a gas pipeline, triggering a massive fire. The blast sent a towering column of flames into the sky, visible from kilometers away, as burning gas spread rapidly along the damaged section of the pipeline. Emergency crews rushed to the scene as authorities moved quickly to prevent casualties. Residents living near the explosion zone were evacuated without delay and temporarily relocated to a local fitness center, which was turned into an emergency shelter. According to early reports, no deaths or injuries have been confirmed, a fact officials are calling extremely fortunate given the scale of the fire. Firefighters continue working to extinguish the blaze and cool the pipeline to prevent further explosions. Engineers are assessing structural damage to the gas infrastructure, while police have sealed off the area and restricted traffic for safety reasons. Investigators say the incident highlights the ongoing danger posed by illegal fuel tapping, a problem that has led to multiple deadly explosions across the country in recent years. Massive wildfires continue to rage across the Australian state of Victoria, with emergency services bottling around 30 active fire fronts. The flames have already scorched more than 35,000 hectares of forest and farmland, turning vast areas into charred wastelands and threatening rural communities. Firefighters are facing extremely dangerous conditions. Temperatures in the region have surged to nearly 40 degrees Celsius, while strong winds are rapidly changing the direction of the fires, making containment efforts far more difficult. Authorities have imposed a total fire ban and are urging residents to evacuate high-risk zones before conditions worsen. The fires have already damaged residential homes and destroyed at least one school. 3 people are currently reported missing, raising serious concerns as crews struggle to access some affected areas. With severe heat and dry weather persisting across Victoria, officials warn that the risk of new outbreaks remains critically high in the coming days.
The city of Oujda in eastern Morocco has seen snow for the first time in 25 years. This rare weather event was caused by a sudden cold snap and the passage of a cold front. The unexpected snowfall disrupted daily life in the city. Icy roads made driving hazardous, and some areas experienced interruptions in public services. Municipal teams are working in emergency mode, and authorities have urged residents to stay cautious and avoid unnecessary travel. While the unusual weather attracted attention from locals and tourists, experts warn that the sharp drop in temperature poses risks to the region's infrastructure and agriculture.
A fast-moving wildfire has broken out in central Japan, engulfing mountainous areas of Yamanashi Prefecture and raising serious concerns for nearby communities. The fire has already spread across roughly 150 meters, with strong winds and dry vegetation allowing the flames to advance quickly through the rugged terrain. Firefighting efforts are being complicated by difficult weather and landscape conditions. Military units have been deployed to assist local emergency services, while multiple helicopters are conducting aerial water drops to slow the spread of the blaze. Specialized ground equipment is also being used, but access to some areas remains limited. As a precaution, around 150 residents have been evacuated from nearby settlements. Authorities report no injuries or fatalities at this stage, but officials warn that the situation remains unstable. With dry conditions persisting and winds continuing to fuel the fire, the wildfire still poses a significant threat to the region. A powerful mudslide has struck Bener Meriah Regency in Aceh province, northern Indonesia, following days of relentless heavy rainfall. The torrents of mud, rocks, and uprooted trees barreled down the mountain slopes, inundating residential neighborhoods and farmland, leaving widespread destruction in their wake. Homes have been damaged or partially destroyed, roads washed out, and transport links between villages disrupted. In several areas, electricity and communication lines have been cut off, complicating emergency response efforts. Local authorities have ordered evacuations in the most at-risk zones, relocating residents to temporary shelters where aid and basic necessities are being provided. Rescue teams continue to clear debris and monitor the situation, warning that the threat is far from over. The soil remains heavily saturated, raising the risk of additional mudslides in the coming hours and days. Officials urge communities to stay alert and avoid returning to affected areas until conditions stabilize.
A devastating landslide struck a landfill in Cebu City, Philippines, on January 8th around 4 p.m. local time. Rescue teams have confirmed 1 death, while around 30 people remain missing under tons of debris. 9 people were pulled from the rubble alive, but tragically 1 later died in the hospital. According to local reports, dozens more could still be trapped beneath the collapsing waste. Emergency services are working tirelessly, conducting ongoing search and rescue operations amid dangerous and unstable conditions. Authorities continue to warn nearby communities to stay clear of the site as efforts to locate survivors continue.
France is struggling under heavy snow and dangerous icy conditions. A new snow front sweeping across the west and north of the country has caused massive traffic chaos, stretching over 1,600 kilometers of jams. Authorities have issued a Level 3 weather warning in 38 departments. In Paris, around 40% of flights have been canceled, bus services halted, and the movement of trucks and school buses has been completely suspended. In the capital, just 4 centimeters of snow created record-breaking traffic jams, stretching nearly 1,000 kilometers. Icy roads have caused severe accidents in Île-de-France and Nouvelle-Aquitaine, leaving at least 5 people dead. Vehicle speeds are now limited to 70 kilometers per hour, and authorities are urging residents to reduce travel and work from home whenever possible. The severe weather is expected to continue through the end of the week. Road crews are working around the clock to clear streets and treat surfaces against ice, aiming to prevent further accidents and restore transportation across the country.
The city of Juneau in Alaska has been buried under nearly 2 meters of snow in just 1 week. The extreme snowfall has brought the city's infrastructure to a standstill, disrupted transportation, and made access to residential areas extremely difficult. Alaska's governor declared a state of emergency, and authorities have mobilized municipal and emergency services to work around the clock, clearing streets and rooftops. Residents are advised to stay home whenever possible due to the risk of collapsing roofs, slides, and hazardous road conditions. The relentless snow continues to strain essential services, causing delays in deliveries and localized power outages in several neighborhoods. A severe hailstorm struck the city of San Rafael in Argentina's Mendoza province, bringing with it heavy rain and gusty winds. The storm caused significant damage to homes, vehicles, and farmland surrounding the city. Local authorities report that rooftops were ripped off, windows shattered, and streets blocked by ice and fallen branches, temporarily disrupting traffic. Vineyards and orchards suffered extensive damage, threatening local crops and potentially impacting the region's economy. Emergency crews are already working to clear debris, restore roads, and assess the full scale of the destruction left by the violent storm.
Indonesia's Mount Semeru erupted 31 times in just 6 hours. Early in the morning, the Semeru monitoring station in Lumajang Regency, East Java, recorded 31 volcanic tremors linked to the eruptions. Authorities from the Indonesian Center for Volcanology and Geological Hazard Mitigation have issued strict warnings, prohibiting residents and tourists from entering the southeastern area along the Besuk Kobokan stream within a 13-kilometer radius of the summit. This zone is considered extremely high risk due to the threat of hot gas flows, lava, and potential landslides. Local officials have increased patrols and reinforced evacuation routes. The ongoing volcanic activity poses serious dangers: destruction of farmland, damage to infrastructure, air quality hazards from ash emissions, threats to tourists and local residents, and temporary disruptions to traffic near the danger zone.
A tragic bus accident has occurred in Pakistan's Punjab province, leaving at least 5 people dead and 24 injured. The bus was traveling from Rawalpindi to Bahawalpur when it lost control on a winding stretch of road near Taligang, plunging into a 30-meter-deep ravine. Rescue teams spent more than 2 hours reaching the victims. 5 people, including the driver, died at the scene, while the injured were rushed to nearby hospitals for treatment. The accident temporarily blocked the road, causing traffic delays. Local authorities have warned drivers to exercise extreme caution on winding roads, especially during adverse weather conditions.